we're all the way here.
Thank you for being here, Joseph. Thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. As I was just talking with Aaron about um, finding the inner energy, finding the balance, finding my, you know, relationship with this um, sort of need to have this test done. And rather than jumping to conclusions and running all the way to a fear scenario, really staying centered in, in the opportunity that it might present for me to, really just regain perhaps some sense of balance, to understand that I've kind of put myself through a lot of stress, to kind of release some of that. I don't know, just working with the inner energy in a way that gives me a perspective of supporting myself and being supportive of myself through this process rather than jumping into like, oh no, woe was me. But the oh no, woe was me stuff that comes up, I know it comes up for, the reason of being released. So as I look at it and I see that perhaps it has this sort of sense of, um, uh, you know, um, not victimhood, but maybe like, I don't want to deal with one more serious thing, right now, that I'd like to relax and find some peace. And, you know, it's sort of like, I see both sides of it. I've been wanting and really feeling my inner energy shining through so beautifully and feeling this amazing sense of, love for life and myself. And I don't want this to be like a separate thing, you know what I mean? I want to integrate it. So that's what I need some guidance with.
So that's where you are, and that's a lot of different stuff. If you were
Yeah.
to imagine each of those statements that you made as coming true, that would sort of look like what you're experiencing now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Feeling the energy flow. I can't have another serious thing. There's fear, there's energy flowing. So
Yeah.
it's a good place to check in with yourself. It's good to have that as a standard, very much so.
Yeah.
Now that you felt that, we want you to just take a break from that and give us something new.
Mm. Well, I'm going to go on vacation next week and I'm going to a beach. So that feels really good. I'm going to see a friend of mine. Um, I, uh, I'm looking forward to that. Um, I had a nice dinner with my husband tonight. Uh, let's see. um, I don't know. Like, those are the other things that are going on that are really good, that are like really, that are life too. And so, and that feels good. Uh, I trust these doctors. I believe they know what they're doing. I don't feel like this is something serious. I really don't, you know. Um, I know that it's just sort of this little like fear thing that is coming up because of the memories. So,
Now we'll
so
pause you there because you
yeah,
just gave us three different scenarios. You
yeah,
gave us the wonderful experience with your husband, which,
yeah,
by the way, is something that we worked on to focus that
yeah,
energy, and now that's coming to being. So appreciate that.
yes,
It's not just
yes,
a throwaway thing.
yeah, mm-hmm,
I shifted my energy and I had a wonderful dinner. Truly, it was.
yeah,
I felt it. I felt the joy. I felt the enjoyment. And it's really the way that I've been wanting to feel for a while. And it was
right,
fun. And
yeah, it
not
was,
only that, it opened the door to a lot of future possibilities, things that I maybe wasn't open to in the past. And now all of these sort of avenues are opening themselves to me. And I'm really appreciating that. I
yeah,
shifted my energy and now I have the experience come forward. And now I have all of these new ideas that are calling me forward. Now I have all of these new ideas of relationship that are calling me forward. And I'm so excited to move forward with all of that. So that's the first energy we really want you to feel.
yeah. I
The
do feel,
next, the next is, I've been focusing on this beach thing for a while. I've been talking about it a lot. I've been thinking about it a lot.
mhm,
And maybe it's not all the way there. That's all right. But I'm going to be all the way there. I'm going to be physically there. I'm going to be able to physically experience all of the things that I've been putting my mind to. I'm going to step into these experiences that I've been talking about wanting, that I've been escaping to in my mind. And now I get to see all of these experiences show up. I'm really enjoying this process. I'm really enjoying the forward motion that I'm creating and that's expressing through me. And it's just going to be such a wonderful experience.
yeah,
And that's a lot more powerful than, I just won the lottery. It's all right, but there's some other stuff going on here that we really need to talk about.
yeah.
And why? Why are we doing this? Why do you think that we're focusing in this way?
Because that's the momentum, that's what I want to experience. That's what, that's where my joy is. That's the love of life. That's what pulls me forward in a happy way, and I've created it. And I've created it with the source energy that flows through me and my own desire um and yeah, I'm that powerful. Yeah,
And we just want you to appreciate that really for a moment, because
yeah,
you've been talking about these things for a while
right,
and
right.
now they're coming into physical manifestation. Appreciate your power to create.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I appreciate my power to create. And I know that's the truth. And that's real. And that's beautiful and amazing. And it makes me so happy. And and I do appreciate it. I appreciate it very, very much because it is more valuable to me than like just, oh, I got a lottery ticket, look at one. I mean, that would be nice. I'm not saying that's not nice, but the idea is that this is something that I've wanted and therefore something that I put my energy and brought about. Yeah.
And now you can dream even bigger.
Yeah. Dream bigger. Yes. Now I can dream bigger. And I am. I was thinking, oh, maybe, maybe my husband and I will go on a little trip somewhere, it'd be good for us to get away. Oh, maybe next summer I'll bring my whole family to the beach. So yes, so things have been kind of like, as you said, growing bigger in that respect. And that feels good to be able to focus on all of that and and allow that and enjoy that. Like it's enjoyable. It's really enjoyable
And
to
that's all this process is. It's like a little bit of a dating process, yes? You get to
Mhm.
focus it, it comes into being. Then you have the beach experience that you get to go in and you're sort of doing a little scouting for your own desires. You're doing a little exploring. I love this about the situation. I didn't so much like that, but I love this. I never thought of this. And the way that the sunlight shines in here and the way that the, the building is turned and the way that the light comes in is absolutely perfect, you'll be
Mhm.
saying when you get there.
Mhm.
And then because you're refining your creation. So think of it as a blueprint. And now you get to start building and you get to start feeling out. You know what? I don't like the kitchen in this area at all. Let's change it up. I
Yeah.
don't like the way that this room feels. It felt good in my vision, but I've refined it a little bit. And now I prefer something a little bit more focused. And
Mhm.
so, as we're going into the physical experience of the beach or the relationship with your husband or the relationship with anyone, just pick and choose from all of that. Oh, now I see. I don't really like this restaurant, but I do really want to go here. And so you're refining throughout all of this process. So
Yeah.
it is a never ending creative process. We want you to really look forward to all of that with
Thank
all
you.
of it.
I do feel the kind of the anticipation or the looking forward. I do. I feel it's like um this little like trigger that goes, oh, and geez, this feels so good. It inspires something, like then something else comes up that it inspires. So I know exactly what you're talking about because that's exactly what has been happening for sure. Absolutely.
That's enough. We're done. No. But what you've done here is really set that tone. So now,
Yeah.
when we're talking about some other things, you have more of a relationship. You have the more of the understanding of the relationship
Hmm.
in regards to your body, in regards to all of these different experiences without being swept up in all
Hmm.
of the other possibilities. So now let's talk a little bit about what's going on just for the sake of being able to do the same process, but the process is the same.
Okay, so I've had this little pain in my body, this kind of nagging little pain. And so I mentioned it at a checkup at the doctor's office today. And she did an exam and she found that there was something that she thought needed to be explored, some kind of an enlarged ovary or a cyst, or she called it a tumor or something, perhaps. Um, and so I'm going for a test tomorrow so they can see what it is, if there is anything there. Who knows? And whatever it is or not is, then from there we'll make the decision about what's next. Um, and that's kind of where things are right at the moment. My desire is that whatever it is, it's, simple, easy to fix, um, not a big deal. Um, and there are, professionals and others who can help me with solutions, no matter what it is. Um, so that's kind of like the scenario or the situation. Um, I think where I trip myself up is that um, I start to think of other possibilities, negative possibilities, and that doesn't feel good. Doesn't feel good at all. So, so I guess what I hear from my experience with creating, the beach house and my husband, is to feel good about like what it is that I want. And I want to have, sort of this easy solution kind of laid out pretty clearly where they identify if it is something, what it is. If it's not, they tell me it's not. And, then I can move on. Um, so, so I'm looking for clarity. I'm looking for ease. I'm looking for peace of mind. I'm looking for just simple solutions.
But
Yeah.
what's the feeling overall now? Boil it down.
So now the overall feeling is this is something that I wanted, I want to find out about and just come up with a solution.
So that sort of sounds like interest. Is that your overall feeling here? Interest? Or is there something else?
Interest. And actually, I think I'd like to know that I'm okay. Simply that I'm okay. I'm not sick. That it's not a big deal. That that it's whatever it is, it's just not a big deal. So I don't know.
It's where you want to be.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit more about where you are.
So I do feel some trepidation or anxiety, I suppose, about what if it's not something simple and easy.
And what does that feel like? Describe that with more detail for us.
That feels like um, a little bit of, it feels a little, it feels a little scary. It feels like,
It's scary.
yeah, hmm yeah, feels scary. Yeah, feels scary. But what good does it do to be scared? you know?
Don't talk yourself out of it. That's not what we're trying to get you to do with this.
Oh, I know. I know. That's just me saying, but yeah, I feel that way. But that leads to this whole, kind of spiraling thing into more fear. And I really, that's, I'm resisting the fear.
You are.
Yeah.
You've spoken very well, very hopefully, sort of layer upon layer upon layer.
Yeah. hmm
But that's not the feeling. The feeling is a bit of fear.
Yeah.
And the hesitancy, the resistance is that if you see it, if you acknowledge it, if you make it known, it'll get bigger.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. Yeah, it does. That's right. It feels like it'll like, yeah, turn into this big thing. Yeah. hmm
And it's already sort of a big thing. You're just recognizing it.
Yeah.
So what do? Do you run away from it?
No, but it also makes me angry. Like it just makes me angry that angry at myself that I would like that. Well, angry at myself that I do not have a better way of handling this except by being scared, and also angry that like what the fuck, I've been through enough. It's enough shit. you know
This is the liberator of energy. That's good. We want you to appreciate that. We want you to enjoy that feeling. Because when you're getting down through that fear to the tip of the iceberg, as that balloon starts to deflate, you're going to feel a rush of motion, of energy and motion, of emotion.
yeah.
And it's not going to feel like love and light.
It's not. No, I mean, really, yeah. And it makes me angry and resentful. And I don't even know who to be angry and resentful at, you
Now,
know?
even there, you're hesitating still a little bit.
Well, I don't know who to be angry at. Who should I be angry at? Like, I want to be angry at somebody, you know? It's like, what the, like, and the only person I could think to be angry at is myself because, I didn't take care of myself or,
You're thinking too much. You're already thinking too much.
yeah,
You're trying to rationalize these
yeah,
feelings. You're trying to compartmentalize them where they sit and they fester.
yeah, yeah, that's true.
In other words, you're trying to almost separate yourself from it.
Mm, yeah. Yeah, that feels like what I am trying to do, that I'm trying to separate myself from it. Like if I could classify it as something, then, you know, that's what it is. And so
Then you
therefore,
could cut it right out. Then
yep.
you could have a surgery. It's not part of you, it's other than you. It's this anger is not me, it's a growth. Yes, it's an annoying growth that's not part of me and it's bugging me and it's annoying me, but it's not part of me. It shouldn't even be here. That's
Yeah.
the energy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It should not even be here. That's exactly true. And well, I mean, it's what I feel. Like, where did this come from? I don't deserve this. This is not, I didn't sign up for this, you know?
And you're getting closer. You're definitely getting closer to it. But see the correlation between an angry bump and a belief unacknowledged. Under the surface, you don't want to bump it. You don't even really want to acknowledge it.
Right.
It's part of you, but it shouldn't be.
Right. Yeah.
Angry, it's red, it's
Yeah.
irritated.
Yeah.
but you can't even see it. It's under the surface.
Right. Wait a minute.
Sound familiar?
Yeah, it does. It does.
You're still trying to be good. You're trying to be good. You're trying to be nice. You're trying to be kind.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's separating you from this part of yourself.
This
Because,
part,
like it or not, it's part of you.
yeah. This part of myself that is just like fed up with all the crap and kind of ready to be done with pain.
So don't put it outside yourself. Bring
Yeah.
it in. Welcome it in. Now we know you're kind of kicking and screaming in the other direction. Hell no, I'm not going to let that in. Do you know what that feels like? That's bad for me. You say it's
Yeah.
already a part of you. It's already a part of you.
Yeah.
But to transmute it, you have to accept it. You have to let it shift.
Yeah. Yeah. You definitely have taught me that. So this feeling of this anger, and it's like anger, sadness, resentment, pissed off stuff.
Yes.
I do feel that.
And that's important. That's a step in the direction that you want to go. Because when you say it's angered, it's pissed off stuff, and then you put it away outside yourself, again,
Yeah.
you're attaching it. But when you say, I am,
Yeah.
then you own up to what's really going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, like that, it
Yeah.
shifts and changes. But not until you come to that realization and come to that place where you're letting yourself feel it, feel the belief shift and change. And that's really just the way it is. There are many who will teach you to run away, to look away, to pretend it away. And that'll get you a little bit. That'll move you forward a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
superficially,
Mm-hmm.
but not in the way that you're wanting to shift,
Right.
not in those deeper ways.
Right. So I'm just asking myself why I would not want to own my own anger
Who
and my own
cares?
pain.
It doesn't matter because even that question takes you a step away from it.
Okay,
We're
well,
talking about feeling the breath, feeling into this moment,
mm-hmm,
feeling your presence within the body,
mm-hmm,
feeling that pit of your in your stomach,
mm-hmm,
letting it be what it is, accepting it, experiencing it, feeling the tension, feeling the gurgling, feeling the upset, feeling the what if, feeling the fear,
yeah,
and allowing it to come up.
yeah. I mean, I do feel really angry and upset about, especially my husband not being available in the way that he was. Like, that is a big, I mean, here we had a nice dinner, and I even had a nice conversation. And like you said, it was something that I really wanted, and I really enjoyed it in the moment. But I'm also feeling this real, like, pissed off about, what am I supposed to do? How do I hold all of this together myself without any support, without, and yet my experience in my past would tell me that I can do it. So that's where I get confused because, yeah, I get really, I guess maybe I make a judgment, but in any event, I don't want to be a victim. I don't want to be like, unable to live because he has dementia. That's not what I want. I want to be able to have an enjoyable life. And yeah,
You're still trying to be a little brave. You're still trying to be a little good. We want you to just really drop that because you've gotten a few layers into it, which means you've also released a few layers.
yeah, I don't know. It's like, why the fuck is life like this sometimes? Just doesn't seem fair. It doesn't seem like I have been like really good. you know, I have been and I am. And so, why does this happen? Yeah. And it's just painful.
Now we're so close. We're just on the edge. We don't want you to run from the pain. Putting on a brave face, holding it together, as you said, for everyone else. Not what this is about. So you're right on the edge.
Yeah.
Now, if it's too much to let it pop, then just just describe that barrier a little bit. And then when you identify it, it'll unlock.
Yeah. Yeah. I I'm kind of like tired of holding it all together, actually. um, because it does suck. There's a lot of things about it that feel really like I'm stuck. Like I'm like I don't have any power to change it, and I want to change it, and it's not changing. And so that just makes me really angry and sad for myself. Oh God.
Now feel it. It's opened up.
It feels sucky, yucky.
It's like a wound that's been again festering and you're letting some fresh air in.
It has been. You're absolutely right. I won't talk about it, and because I'm afraid that if I talk about it, then it gets worse, makes it worse. If I gloss over it and look at the bright side, then it looks like I'm winning. I feel like I'm losing.
So there it is. Do you
Yeah.
feel any more depth to that, or is that the core?
No, I think that is it. I feel like I've lost. I really do. I feel like I've lost. Yeah. It hurts. And I don't like feeling this way, but it feels really like it feels alone and sad. And I'm not sure what to do. And I don't have anybody. Sorry.
That's where you are.
Yeah.
So that's the work. Now everything shifts. Now everything changes. Now the fresh air has fresh water have come to the wound, and they're just naturally to clean it out. You've exposed it. Instead of putting another band-aid, another band-aid, another band-aid, another band-aid. Now it's a little raw, but this is where the shift happens. And this is what you've been asking us for quite some time. You just are experiencing it here.
If I admit that life sucks in this respect, I feel kind of like, I don't know, I feel kind of like a failure. I feel kind of like, I feel kind of like I don't know, it's depressing.
Now, you could call it depressing. You could also say that you've recognized the depression that was going
Mm,
on behind the scenes.
mm, that's true. That is true.
One of those opinions makes you want to run away from it again.
Yeah,
The other allows it to change.
that's a really important distinction because, yes, that's what I was feeling. It's like, what do I do? Just sit in this SHIT and just feel crappy? I mean, that's my, my inner voice saying that. What do you do? Just sit here and feel shitty? No, you run.
But
But
in that running, you leave a piece of yourself behind. But don't worry, it will still chase you. It will show
yeah,
up in all sorts of ways for you to integrate as you're doing here.
yeah. But just being with it and allowing it to be me, allowing it to be me, is allowing me to love me as who I am. That's hard. Yeah, it's not easy.
You're still putting a little bit too much on your plate. You're still taking a little too much responsibility for all of this, but the majority of the work here is done, meaning that you've opened it up. You've allowed it to open, and
Yeah,
all of that energy, all of those thoughts that have been congealed there, tucked away neatly in a pocket of your psyche, if you would,
yeah,
are now allowed to resolve. Now, you know what to do from here. We can do a little work to help the reorientation,
yeah.
but that was the bulk of the work. Now, natural processes take over through all of this.
Natural processes like, well, why do I feel this sort of like, in a way, my skin wanting to crawl? Like this, like, oh, yucky, yucky. I don't know. I still feel kind of His shame.
So if you think of it as the core belief that you recognized as a sort of ball of energy, then coming out is another ball, another ball, another ball, all connected. Now, you've walked through the process of getting to the core. When you release that and let that start to dissolve and shift and change, then you're also going to activate all of the other thoughts and beliefs that are correlated to what's that called the core belief. So you're going to feel motion of energy as all of these structures of belief break off and start to dissolve and start to shift and change. It's a good thing until you start to push it down and say you don't want to feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
you're able to target the core. And that lets everything else fall away. So when they come up, as always, you recognize it. You recognize the friction. You take a deep breath and you allow it to shift. And now it's a little bit more back into context. Yes. So focus where you can. Take a deep breath. Relax here. Just relax a little bit. Just tune in a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, when we see natural processes take over, the inner energy comes up and it starts to flow, and it's going to wash all of these things away.
Yeah.
Now, what did
Okay.
we do here in this conversation? Did we make you feel bad? Or did we help you realize?
No, you helped me realize what you helped me realize. I mean, you helped me realize what really was what's going on. You help you help me feel something that I've been trying to contain. Yeah. You helped me to feel. Yeah. You didn't make me feel bad. You helped me to realize how I do feel.
And
It's
that's what
actually,
causes change.
mhm, yeah. And also the resistance to it. Okay. Yeah. So, as you said, there's the core belief and these other things that are kind of associated with it, and anger or, whatever may come up. That manifests in a physical way, not only in an emotional way, but also in a physical way in the
Yes.
body. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense because it just makes sense because of the timing of when it all started and what was going on. So, and I was really resentful of my mother too. Like at first, I was really resentful of her coming. And then I got used to her being here and then she left. It's like, what? What is with these people? Oh,
Now, don't try to talk yourself out of that. Let yourself feel it.
she left, and David left, and my brothers left, and my kids left. God damn.
So that was the other one. We knew there was another one in there.
Yeah.
Anything else there? Feel into it. Does it go any deeper, or is that the energy?
Well, it just feels like they left, and they left me, and like, who's here for me? Damn it. And I was there for them. All of them. All of them. And they all left. And it pisses me off.
Now just breathe. Let it stabilize.
I did not know that was there.
So the good news is that we don't feel anything else from you. Through the core of your being.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a whopper.
Now you'll see the ripples as it starts to express because you've recognized it. Just continue to breathe. Check in with the body. There's nothing pushed down. There's nothing repressed. There's nothing that you shouldn't feel.
No. No.
So you've been wanting, it may not seem like it now. This is what you've been wanting from us for a very long time. That complete connection. There are no, from our perspective, no other beliefs, no other thought patterns preventing a full connection to that inner energy. But you just have to give it a little bit of time to gel. Give it a little bit of time for the subsidiary beliefs to fall away fully. Now, you could have superficially gone on for quite some time.
Yeah,
Everyone does. But because your intention has been so powerful to connect to this inner energy, these things have become intolerable. But how do you resolve that which is intolerable? You don't run away from it. You breathe into it.
Yeah.
And now over the next few days, the dust will settle. It's not an instant quick fix. It's a quick shift. But you'll feel waves and waves of this leaving your body.
It's amazing that things do feel clearer. Even in this moment, things feel a little bit clearer. Like, okay. It's true that I do want that connection very much.
And you'll find it. In other words, energetically, you're there. You've released it. Now just let yourself be lifted up to that state of being. What does that mean? Pamper yourself. Care for yourself.
Yeah.
Take that bath. Go for that walk.
Say
Drink
yes to
that glass of wine if you desire.
whoa. Yeah.
And you do. So enjoy it.
Okay. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you so
And
much.
then all of this energetic motion will show itself back to you. But we're not talking about having any conversations with anyone. We're talking about caring for yourself. And as the test results come back, as you see what's going on physically, it will be a quick solution.
I'm all about that. Yeah.
But you see how there was something else still going on, and it was bigger than you gave it credit for,
Yeah.
and it's been trying to show itself to you.
Yeah.
And now you see it.
Can I just ask one question?
Yes.
Why would I feel like everybody left me when, and I know I do, but when it's sort of like a normal thing, it's a natural thing. It's like everybody has their own path, their own journey. Why did I take it personally?
Because as you said, you were there for them, and there was an unspoken expectation that it would be returned.
Yeah. There was an unspoken expectation that I didn't even let myself feel until now. Yeah.
And now you don't like that expectation. So it's being released.
Yeah. They're there for me. I was there for them. I was there for them all. Okay. Yeah, that's it.
So now what do you do with a wound that's been cleaned out? Do you just rough it? No, you take close, tender care of it and you let it heal.
Yeah, thank you. I was wondering about that. By having love and support for myself, like you said, by the healing for me is, having this little vacation, having this little, you know, these other things to look forward to. Not to deny and forget about it, but to just allow it to, I don't know, transform.
And so it is.
Okay. Thank you so much, Joseph. I can't believe that we did this. This was not what I was thinking we were going to do tonight. So thank you.
Very much.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
So just know that what's left over will fall away.
Okay.
Give it the time. Give yourself the care. And that has nothing to do with anyone else, does it? Unless they're in the bathtub.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't have anything to do with anyone else. It doesn't.
Exciting. It's a little bit exciting.
I felt that. I felt that. Yeah.
It's the intimacy. That is what we're talking about. And that's how you bring greater intimacy into your physical experience. But don't worry about that.
No. No. But I can
When
feel
Aaron first connected to us, very early on, he was experiencing a very similar feeling. The physical details were very different, but the feeling was the same. And what he found in that time, as we guided him, as we're guiding you, is to find the most intimate, innocent enjoyment in the smallest things. They will take on a new, fresh life for you as if it is the first time that you've taken that bath or seen the sunset or the sunrise. And that's when you've made that true, clear connection to inner energy that you've been describing to us. Because there's no filter anymore.
No filter. Thank you for that guidance. It's amazing how there are different priorities or different what to call them, different perspectives as a result of like just feeling your feelings. Yeah.
And we can get into all the hormonal changes that will be happening. We can get into all of the different interrelationships within your organs that are happening as well. But leave that all out. Take good care of yourself. Treat yourself well, and everything else will become clear to you.
Okay. Thank you.
Anything else here?
Could you just like stay with me all the time?
We are. And now you've opened yourself to experiencing it fully, personally.
Yeah.
So now, as you go into that bath, as you go into the relaxed place, you're going to feel a heightened enjoyment of everything. And we want you to ask and then just relax.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. I think I'm good. Well,
Very much.
I'm okay right now.
Just let the dust settle. Continue to care for the self, and everything will fall into place physically as well.
Thank you. I will care for myself.
We are
Okay.
complete.
Yeah. My gosh. Oh. Aaron.
Hi.